Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So, we got another Woj bomb today, right before the draft starts tomorrow night, and the Detroit Pistons have traded Jerami Grant to the Portland Trailblazers for a 2025 first-round pick. Real quick, just my initial thoughts on this. I don't know how this is going to impact the NBA draft. I'm not sure exactly who Detroit is going to pick now, because it seemed like I was anticipating Jerami Grant being there at least until the trade deadline, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Honestly, this is a major win, I think, for both teams. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people are saying, oh, Portland fleeced, the Detroit Pistons and they got the ass end of the deal. And I don't really think that's the case. First of all, Jerami Grant is not like, a super huge game changer. I mean, he's a good scorer. It gives Damian Lillard a number 2 in some ways. But the thing is, Detroit is getting a 2025 first-round pick, which hopefully by then they'll at least be a play-in team or a low-seeded playoff team. But they're also getting rid of Jerami Grant's last year on his contract, so they're freeing up quite a bit of cap space. I mean, if we look at Jerami Grant's contract, he was on 3 years, 60 million, so they're essentially freeing up 20 million, like almost $21 million in cap space. This year he is set to make $20,955,000. So yeah, let's call it 21 million. That's a lot of cap space. That gives Detroit some flexibility. Now, there are rumors that they will pursue Colin Sexton in free agency. I think this gives them a little bit of wiggle room to do that. Even though he's not exactly the first guy I would go after, I still think Detroit should draft Jaden Ivey if they get the chance. Who's going to play power forward for them this upcoming year? Probably Marvin Bagley. I mean, Marvin Bagley scored 14.5 points per game in the 18 games he played for them. He started for 8 of them. Shot 55% from the field, which is pretty good. 29% from 3 leaves a lot to be desired. And I think it was 62% from the free throw line, which isn't great either. But he scored 14.5 points per game and got 6.8 rebounds. So Marvin Bagley, while not the ideal guy, I'm sure they can go a year with Marvin Bagley at power forward, pending he stays healthy, that is, pending he actually fucking plays. But I kind of like it for both teams. Detroit frees up basically $21 million in cap space this upcoming year, or at least they'll have $21 million to play with this offseason. And they get a 2025 first-round pick. What does Portland get? Well, they get themselves another solidified starter. It's pretty obvious that Portland is not looking to rebuild, or they're looking for a temporary rebuild, but it gives them the ability to, put Jerami Grant next to Anthony Simons and Damian Lillard, and it kind of makes me wonder if the Pistons are going to try to, finesse their way into a Keegan Murray in the draft. There's rumors now that the Sacramento Kings would take Jaden Ivey, and after hearing some, other people talk about it, I'm a little more convinced on it. I'm not entirely convinced that they're going to take Jaden Ivey, but, I could understand why they would, but this is a huge trade, I think. Get ready for, in the next couple hours. Don't be surprised if something happens tonight where the Pacers trade Malcolm Brogdon or maybe trade Miles Turner. There's going to be a lot of potential trades going on here in the next 24 hours or even during the draft. So, and my initial thoughts on this, Portland got themselves their third guy. Jerami Grant is a solid addition. I don't want to say he's, the Denver Nuggets guy that he used to be, because he's not, but he's more, he can step out and shoot the 3 a little bit. He can do a little bit what Portland needs, They need a guy down low who's going to bang, a guy who's going to step out and shoot the 3 every once in a while, a guy who can actually go out and get some buckets. So Jerami Grant, I think, is that guy, but he's going to be, I think, the second option on this team. And maybe Anthony Simons is pretty fucking good, so he's going to be the second or third option. I'm not really sure which one that is yet, but I like the move for Portland. It's it gets them a third option, but like, Jerami Grant doesn't strike me as a game changer. You know what I'm saying? He's not a guy that I'm like, okay, we'll just plug him into Portland and now they're magically a playoff team. I still think Portland has a very long way to go. The draft, I think, will determine a lot on who, goes there now. I mean, granted, yeah, the Trailblazers could draft Shadon Sharp. They could draft, I think they should take Jalen Duren or whatever. I mean, Josef Nurkic is an unrestricted free agent, so I think they kind of have to pursue a center in some way, shape, or form in this draft, or some type of front court player. But now that they've traded for Jerami Grant, who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's just, I like the trade. I don't know how much I like the fit of Jerami Grant in Portland. I honestly would have to see, how the first half of the season goes to see how this will really play out. But Jerami Grant's a solid player, okay? Like, he's not, I don't think he's a major needle mover for Portland. I don't think he's, this addition makes them a playoff team. But if it keeps Damian Lillard happy, fine. It keeps Damian Lillard happy. You know what I'm saying? He's your main priority. And if you don't like the way he plays, he's on an expiring deal anyway. So it's like, if he ends up sucking, you can let him walk in free agency or trade him at the trade deadline this upcoming season. So they get some flexibility, and Detroit gets off of $21 million in cap space and gets a 2025 first-round pick. I know a lot of people seem to think Portland really finessed Detroit here, but I think Detroit's making out better than a lot of people think, and who knows, this changes the aspect of the draft a little bit, I think, because I was pretty sure that Detroit was going to take Jaden Ivey. I still think they might, but if Keegan Murray falls to them, they're at this point, it looks like they're, if Keegan Murray's there, they're probably going to take him. So I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow night's going to be extremely exciting. I might try to set up some type of live stream thing. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I've never done that on YouTube before with like just a camera. I don't know. I mean, if I have done it, the last time I did it was like 2013, so I'll have to look into that again. But yeah. NBA draft is tomorrow night. We're seeing moves go off, and I'm excited. So tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.